Hey MXL, this is Chicago Tough 23, owner of the Buccaneers again, coming to you with a offensive tip. This is from Empty Saint. The play is called Stick and Nod. Probably familiar with this play if you played Madden a while. Pretty effective play generally, but from here we're going to actually look at a way to stop the dreaded man press that I keep hearing about. So there you see it on the right, the triangle play. We're going to run it under against what a nickel two-man under. And I just want to show you. So, see, there's a running back and a tight end on the line of scrimmage. Okay. Now they cannot be bumped unless you bump them manually, and you obviously can't manually bump both at the same time. So we're going to show you how those can beat man press effectively, along with the stick and nod route. So we're going to put that running back on the left side of the line on an in route, and we're going to put Julius Thomas, the tight end, on a smart route and in. And you see, 7 yards, easy, no problem. Also, I would refade Decker. I'll explain why later in the video. So there we showed you on that little in route, the running back's open. Now I intended to hold the ball longer, but the crazy Seahawks defensive line got in there, so that wasn't exactly who I was targeting. I got hit as I threw. So now we're going to look at the tight end on that smart route and in. You'll see how he gets open. See, look at all the separation. So you have those two as options, which are, I would look there primarily. For a big play, you're going to look to Demaryius Thomas in the slot on this nod route. Watch how he just roasts his man defender. Look at that. By what, 7, 8 yards he's got separation, so it's great. I love it to beat man press. So we're going to show the reads again. I keep saying we like there's someone else, but it's just me. So there you see, it's a couple yards, nothing huge. Sometimes, they react better. The defense seems to adjust well in practice mode, and the tight end's wide open. My juke is ineffective. But either way, you got a first down. And we'll look at Thomas again. That route pretty much is going to be open against anything the defense calls. However, if you start abusing it, they're going to jump it with the user. A good player would jump it with their user. So you want to be careful to not abuse it and go to the underneath routes for a while and make them defend that first. We're showing against some zone. Cover 2. Same setup. I'm just doing this more or less because the video would have been like 3 minutes long otherwise. So I want to show you this play works versus everything. Unless the Seahawks' crazy defensive line crushes me, which they did again there. I think it happens one more time. Not this play, but a little later on. So again, we're going to in route that halfback. And you see, he's got such wide open space against zone because you have Julius Thomas on that smart route in, and then you have the stick and nod route by Demaryius Thomas. It's just going to leave that area of the field just wide open in zone. You see there we hit Demaryius Thomas on that stick and nod route. It's a little tighter throw against that cover 2 because the yellow drops back so far. But it's there for you. Now we're going to show it against cover 3. So you see the backed off coverage. Now I want you to watch that route to Welker on the left. Check what it does in zone. Or watch when he cuts in. Look at that. He cuts in right in the seam, but there's just nobody there because you have the running back on the short in pulling down that yellow. And then you have the smart routed in by the tight end occupying that deep middle zone. And he just sits down, watch. That defender breaks off because he's in a flat or buzz zone. So right when he breaks in, you're going to have that against pretty much every zone coverage. The only coverage that I had problems with when I tried this out before I taped this video was cover 2 sink because the yellow drops deeper. So in that case, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit the short routes or the fade over to Decker. But I mean, I would go with the underneath routes if you see that yellow dropping deep to defend that. So now we're going to show some other routes here. Let's see, against cover 3. Of course, I get crushed by the crazy defensive line of the Seahawks. I was waiting for that route to develop there. Now see, against cover 3, Demaryius Thomas is getting bumped in the slot. So you kind of got to wait for him to come off the bump. But the nice thing is when he does come off the bump, watch the separation. Look at, like, bumps him way off his route, but I mean, nobody's there. So again, I mean, he's going to be open versus everything, every kind of coverage. But somebody is going to figure that out if you overuse it, so just be careful. Now I'm going to go to cover 4. Just want to show that versus pretty much every zone type of coverage, this is going to work for you. Really, this play, the only issue I found, I mean, if you get heavily blitzed and they want to cover your quick reads like that, you know, halfback in route there, you can have some issues. So this is not something I'd use every play. So see versus cover 4. It's because that what looks like to be basically a slot defender, he's in a buzz zone, so he's eventually going to flare out towards the sidelines. So that means when Welker cuts in, I mean, he's got a window there, a pretty nice window. Now he's going to get popped by the safety, so just be aware of that and make sure that you have a high catching traffic guy over there, because otherwise you're going to have drops, and that's obviously not what we want. So here Welker's got, I think he's got like 95 catching traffic, something ridiculous, but either way, it's going to be enough to get it done here. He had a few drops for me when I tried this out earlier, but nothing crazy. And there we throw the in route to the halfback. Like I said, in zone, that area is gonna get vacated nicely. And there we throw the main route that, like I said, will be open all the time. That nod route, he just does a real good job getting open. So here I'm going to show you with Sherman kind of the problem areas for the defense. They're in areas that are just generally tough to defend in zone. I mean, you're really not going to have anyone over there, so unless you user it. So now I'm going to show same thing, but I want to focus on Decker on that fade. Remember how I said refade him? Let me show you why. So this is like against off coverage. Now he drops it there, okay? So this is not something I do all the time, but just be aware it's there. And he gets popped and drops it again. So this is what can happen. But you see, Richard Sherman's over there. He's not doing a damn thing about this route. So you're throwing it down and inside pass lead to Decker, and there you get the nice animation of the jump catch, and he holds on to it. It depends on what kind of receiver you have over there for catching traffic, and the corner is Sherman, so that doesn't appear to matter much. You see, he just backs off him, and if you throw it down an inside pass lead, Sherman just has no angle on. So there's nothing he can do. So now let's try something else. Let's say, okay, same play, cover 4. Let's put Sherman in a yellow zone. So now we have a buzz over there and a yellow zone. Now let's see if he defends it better in the yellow zone. Refade Decker. And it's even worse. It's even worse when he's in yellow zone. I mean, Decker cuts right in front of him. Let's go to the replay and check it out. It's almost like that stick and nod route by Thomas. See, he kind of cuts like he's going to go towards the sideline, and it messes with the buzz zone. The buzz zone just doesn't know, well, do I cover Thomas or do I flare out to go cover Decker? He just doesn't know what to do. So let's try something else. Let's try manning Sherman up against Decker. Okay, so we still have the buzz zone over there from the slot corner, and now we're going to man up Decker with Sherman. Let's see what happens. So it's a down and inside pass lead, and he still gets position on Sherman. Now, you see he gets popped, so this is why I would say, I mean, if you're using this, I mean, use it sparingly. Don't overdo it, please, because you will end up with your share of drops, which is going to be a drive killer for you. As we all know, drops are definitely a drive killer because this is league play. It's not like we can go for it on fourth down. So again, here's the play, stick and nod. And I know I spent a lot of time on zone, but I just wanted to show you against all different types of zone plays it would work. And with the man plays, they're very easy. The man routes are very easy to show and they're quick. So I would add a really short video otherwise. But again, this concept with two unbumpable guys on the line, this is not only in this particular formation. You can do this out of single back ace, or you can do it out of single back gun, or not single back, it would be gun ace. Same thing, it has two tight ends on the line, both are unbumpable. So if somebody's hitting you with heavy man press, this is the type of thing you're going to want to go to, is unbumpable routes. Gun bunch is the same way, has a ton of that. So I hope this helped you guys out if you're struggling with this. Again, let me know your comments and feedback in the forum area. Let me know if there's something you'd like me to dive into next week. And yeah, just hope it helped. And if you have any questions on this, just either hit me up in a PM or in the chat. And that's probably, I don't know, I'm in the chat a lot, so that's probably the fastest way to reach me. But all right, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for listening.